So we are checking this bluebird nest box, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little, probably 6-day-old baby bluebirds in it, who, despite the horrible weather we've had in the past few days, look pretty healthy. And now we lift up the entire nest, babies and all, to make sure there aren't any blowfly maggots underneath. They're going to suck their blood out. And as a precaution, we then put this little platform of, that's not going to do anything to that. And put this platform of hardware cloth underneath, so that if any blowflies lay their eggs in there, where the maggots or eggs will fall through down to the bottom and then not be able to climb back up into the nesting material.
How many bluebird boxes do you maintain here, Dave?
Right now on White Memorial property, I think there's 78. And there's 14 pairs of bluebirds around, but it seems at the moment like only 4 have active nests. The rest are waiting.
How long has this study been conducted at White Memorial?
Since 1987, when we put up the first dozen boxes. And in 1987, we didn't know of any bluebirds nesting on the property. So then what I do for the public, so they know, is we write on the PVC pipe raccoon guard, which is absolutely positively essential for their well-being, along with grease on it as the extra deterrent to the raccoons. We write on what is currently in there. This bluebird box is brand new, replacing an old one that fell apart after 11 years of usage. We don't let them get into poor condition for the sake of the birds. This is one of the reasons we have at least an 88% success rate with everything on the properties that we manage for bluebirds and tree swallows and other native species. And many of these newer boxes were built by Torrington High School, Industrial Arts, and or Wamogo High School. Exploring it. Whether or not they've done anything, we'll see. They have. Here is a tree swallow nest. The bluebird, as you saw, was grass and or pine needles in a nice, neat, deep cup. The tree swallow is that, plus a lining of feathers. Here you have mallard, and most likely Canada goose, and they also quite often use swan feathers. And it's lined, but there are no eggs yet. They always nest later than the bluebirds, and the bluebirds have nested earlier than ever this year. Bluebirds, tree swallows, chickadees, titmice, white-breasted nuthatches, and house wrens are all Native American species that are either allowed or either encouraged to use the box. Definitely don't disturb them when the temperature is probably below 50 for sure, and I tend to air more like 55. And yeah, if there's any precipitation coming down or any strong wind. The other thing with the wind, of course, especially like with the tree swallows, is that if you open up the box, chances are their feathers and part of the nest will blow right out. So we just don't want to disturb them that way. So then we write down on our handy dandy computer generated data sheet, because we have all the boxes in the computer listed by serial number and location, what we had. So the box that, as I said, actually 2 weeks ago, I had tree swallows exploring it, but nothing but a paper wasp inside, which I removed, now has a tree swallow complete nest. And the box that had a bluebird nest with 5 eggs in it on the last inspection now has a bluebird nest with 5 babies that are 6 days old. And we codify everything because of the fact there just isn't room to write it all out on there. To the right, we have some maintenance issues with some of the other boxes we always to address on the next visit. We address maintenance issues with the nest boxes by carrying a ready supply of parts with us, and as well as replacement boxes also. And so if it's a minor problem like a cracked top, we can whip out the top, zip out the screws, and that's why we always use screws instead of nails, because they come out a lot easier with the drill, and then zip in a new part. And then, extremely important, also is caulk. Because as long as you caulk the seams between the back and the side and the top and the side, it greatly reduces drafts and moisture getting in. I think that's one reason these birds made it through this awful weather the past few days, because of the fact they were nice and sealed up tight.